The state of Kerala is bordered by the states of Karnataka to the north and Tamil Nadu to the east and by the Arabian Sea to the south and west. It also surrounds Mahe, a segment of the state of Puducherry on the northwestern coast. Located in the southwestern fringes of the Western Ghats, Kerala is characterized by an asymmetrical topography. Its landform is dominated by undulating, subdued hills and steep, scarp slopes, and its altitude ranges from below mean sea level to 2,694 meters above mean sea level. Kerala's location and altitude variations have endowed with the state with a wide range of agroecological conditions. The total area of Kerala is 38,863 square kilometer. It ranks the 21st among other states. The soils in Kerala have 8 different classifications, namely red loam, Onakutta alluvium, brown hydromorphic, saline hydromorphic, Kuttanad alluvium, black soil, and forest loam. Much of the forest cover of Kerala is spread over the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats represents one of the world's 18 hotspots of biodiversity and is considered to be a repository of endemic, rare and endangered flora and fauna. 51% of total forest cover is in the southern districts and the remaining 49% is in the central and northern regions. Idukki and Pathanamthitta districts have the largest area under forest cover. Alappuzha is the only district without any area under forest cover. The national parks of Kerala are Silent Valley National Park in Manarkad, Iravikulam National Park in Munnar, Pambadum Shola National Park in Vatavada, Anamudi Shola National Park in Idukki, and Madikettan Shola National Park in Idukki. There are 44 major rivers in Kerala, all but 3 originating in the Western Ghats. 41 of them flow westward and 3 of them towards eastward. The rivers of Kerala are small in terms of length, breadth, and water discharge. The rivers flow faster owing to the hilly terrain and as a short distance between the Western Ghats and the sea. The main rivers of the state include Periyar River, River Nila, Chaliyar, Chalakudi River, Pamba River, Manimala River, Kabini River, and Kallada River. The groundwater potential of Kerala is very low as compared to that of many other states in the country. The estimated groundwater balance is 5,590 million cubic meter. Dug wells are the major groundwater extraction structure in Kerala. The mountain ranges in Kerala consisting of the highland area of Western Ghats exude an exotic charm. Rising to an average height of 1,520 meter, there are 856 named mountains in Kerala. The highest and the most prominent mountain is Anamudi. The high ranges and hill stations are the favorite spots of nature enthusiasts, and hill stations in Kerala offer tourists an opportunity to spend their vacations amidst clean and fresh air of the hills. Some of the more popular hill stations in Kerala are those of Mattupatti, Munnar, Nelliyambadi, Palakkad, Ponmudi, Wayanad, Idukki, Kasaragod, and Kozhikode. Kerala features a wet maritime climate and experiences heavy rains during the summer monsoon seasons, while in the east, a drier tropical climate prevails. The average daytime temperature in Kerala ranges from 28 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius on the plains, but drops to about 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the highlands. During the summer months, Kerala experiences gale force winds, storm surges, and cyclone-related torrential downpours, while the winter months are much cooler and calmer. The best time to visit Kerala is between November and March, when the weather is pleasantly warm, the rains have passed, and the wildlife viewing is at its best. 2009 Thekadi boat disaster. The Thekadi boat disaster occurred on 30th September 2009, when the double-decker passenger boat sank in the lake Thekadi, Periyar National Park. When the boat capsized, 45 tourists died. A total of 82 people were on the boat. 2018 Kerala floods. On 16th August 2018, severe floods affected the state due to unusually high rainfall during the monsoon season. It was the worst flood in Kerala in nearly a century. Over 483 people died and 15 were missing. About a million people were evacuated from all major towns of the state. All 14 districts of the state were placed on red alert. Eastern Kerala's windward mountain shelter tree species like Indian rosewood, Anjali, cassia, and other trees dominate the canopies of large tracts of virgin forest. Overall, Kerala's forests are home to more than 1,000 species of trees. Smaller flora include bamboo, wild black pepper, wild cardamom, the clamorous rattan palm, and aromatic vetiver grass. The world's oldest teak plantation, Cornelis Plat, is in Nilambur. The forests of Kerala host major fauna such as the Asian elephant, Bengal tiger, leopard, Nilgiri tahr, and grizzled giant squirrel. More remote preserves including Silent Valley National Park in the Kundal Hills harbor endangered species such as the lion-tailed macaque, Indian sloth bear, and gaur, the so-called Indian bison. More common species include the Indian porcupine, chital, sambar, grey langur, flying squirrels, swamp lynx, and the Asian palm civet and the king cobra. The population of Kerala is 3.34 crores. The male population is 1.60 crores. The female population is 1.73 crores and the transgender is 3,902. There are 1,084 females per 1,000 males in Kerala. Chola Nayakans, Kurumbas, Katanayakans, Kadars, and Korgas are the 5 primitive tribal groups in Kerala. They constitute nearly 5% of the total tribal population in the state. Kerala has a reputation of being communally one of the most religiously diverse states in India. According to 2011 Census of India figures, Hinduism is 54.73%, Islam is 26.56%, Christianity is 18.38%, and others is 0.33%. The overall literacy rate of Kerala is 96.2%, and the female literacy is 95.2%. The culture of Kerala can be traced back to as long as 5,000 years. The main language spoken here is Malayalam, and the people here are called Malayalis. The state of Kerala has contributed to its own modulation to the tradition in the songs used in the folk songs. An indigenous classical music called the Swapna Sangeetam developed itself in the temples of Kerala in the wake of the increasing popularity of Jayadev's Geeta, Govinda or Astapati. The Pulluvar of Kerala are linked to the snake worship. Snake god is considered as a presiding deity and performs certain sacrifices and sings songs which are called Pulluvan Pattu. Ottamuthulal songs are meant to be sung during the performance of Ottamuthulal. The artist needs to sing and dance to the music. The language used is not heavy and they are set to rhythms that simple, rare though a bit complicated. Carnatic music. The credit for having given to Kerala an important place in the field of Carnatic music goes to Swathi Thirunal, the ruler of Travancore. Some great names like Shatkala Govindamarar, Pativelu and the Tanjavur brothers need to be mentioned, as they have contributed significantly to the growth of music at that time. Kerala has developed its own typical temple arts in which instrumental music plays an important part. Chandamelam, which is played with such instruments as chenda, kombu, kural, etc., is a feature of all temple festivals. Tayambaka, which involves the elaborated display of talas on a classical piece of drum, chenda, is also typical of Kerala. Panchavadyam is another unique art in which sounds from 5 musical instruments, Maddalam, Idakka, Timila, Kombu and Irathalam, and 2 auxiliaries, Sangu and Kural, in varying pitches are synchronized. Kathakali is an impressive form of classical dance originated more than 500 years ago in the southern state of Kerala. Kathakali is a perfect combination of dance, drama, music, and religious theme. Kathakali is considered as one of the world's oldest forms of theatre. Chakyar Kuthu. It's a highly refined ancient dance form of Kerala. The dancer narrates scenes from Hindu epics such as the Mahabharata and Ramayana. During festivals and occasions, it is performed in the temples. A famous and sensual classical dance form of Kerala called Mohiniyattam involves graceful movements. This classical dance is performed by a solo woman dancer. As the name itself says, Mohini means a maiden and Yattam means dance. Mohiniyattam is a blend of Bharatanatyam and Kathakali as it uses the elements of these dances. Tiruvatrakali. It's a popular group dance performed during the harvest festival of Onam. This dance is performed by women folk moving in a circular movement rhythmically at the Tiruvatira song's tune. Kolkali is performed by a group of 24 dancers from agrarian classes. This dance form is highly rhythmic. Wooden sticks are used as props by the dancers. They beat these sticks while moving in a circular motion. Thrissur Puram. This festival is one of the most famous temple festivals of Kerala. It is celebrated in Vadakkanathan temple in Thrissur. People sit on huge elephants that are fully dressed for the occasion outside the temple. Thrissur Puram is a famous festival of Kerala for its very long and beautiful fireworks that are lit all night. Onam, the national festival of Kerala celebrated for the coming of the king Mahabali. This festival falls in August and September and has a wonderful story attached to it. Onam is a very important festival to the people of Kerala and has been celebrated in grand manner every year. The Aranmala boat race is a century-old boat race that is celebrated on the occasion of Aranmala Uttradadi. The snake boats move in pairs with an excited crowds cheering on the banks of the river Pamba. Vishu is the second most important festival of Kerala as it marks the new year, which normally falls on the 14th, 15th or the 16th of April. This day determines how the rest of the year is going to be for the Malayalis. This is a staple breakfast eaten all over the state. Puttu is a cylindrical steamed rice cake cooked in a mold with grated coconut. It is usually served with the kadala curry, a dish of black chickpeas made with the shallots, spices and coconut milk that can also be served with the ripe bananas and grated coconut. Malabar paratha with the Kerala beef curry. Layered flat bread that originated in the Malabar region called paratha is made by kneading maida, egg, oil or ghee and water. The dough is beaten and later shaped into a spiral with the thin layers. The ball is rolled flat and roasted into a paratha with the ghee. This is then eaten with the beef curry, pieces of beef simmered in a curry made with tomatoes, onions, corns and star anise. Appam is a rice pancake with a soft and thick center and a crispy paper-thin outside. No matter what you eat it with, appam will increase that dish's taste value beyond 100. However, it is usually paired with the southern style of stew where chunks of any kind of meat is smothered in a rich creamy coconut curry which will leave you sad when it finishes. Sadhya is a regular feature at Hindu weddings and festivals. The sadhya brings together an assortment of accompaniments and gravies. Avial is among the most popular dishes in a sadhya. Thiyal, that literally translates into burnt dish. This thick, dark brown gravy finds the perfect balance between the roast coconut and tangy tamarind gravy. The shallots can be substituted with the bitter gourd or even prawn. Kalari or Kalaripayattu is not actually a game, but a martial art form indigenous to Kerala. It's all about training in combat and is believed to be the world's oldest martial art. In the local language, Kalari means threshing floor or battlefield. Training is given on how to perform in the battlefield, where a variety of aesthetic moves, fights, and ducks are taught. Kalaripayattu is practiced in various forms in various parts of the state with slight variations. Mud football may not sound appealing for some because the game of mud football is played in bogs or swamps by a very energetic team of players. The players would be drenched in mud and would be splashing about in the paddy fields, usually played by the youth. The game draws a very excited and applauding crowd whenever tournaments are held in and around the state. Kuttiyam Kulam, also known as the boy and the cane. This traditional game is played in most villages and other rural regions of Kerala. It bears marked resemblance to the cricket that we know today. A game played by children, you need a round stick and a peg chiseled at both ends to play this game. The most distinctive feature of Kerala architecture lies in the long steep roofs that were built primarily to withstand the heavy monsoons. The enormous Vidakumandan temple at Thrissur has an eye-catching architecture that has lured millions of people in its abode every year. It's a typical Kerala architectural style temple, built horizontally on a 9-acre land and encompassed with an enormous stone wall. Padmanabhaswamy Temple at Thiruvananthapuram, the capital state of Kerala, is the only hallmark of ancient Dravidian culture in the state. The highlight is the 16th century Gopuram, the electric sculptures, fascinating works of art carved in stones, mural paintings, and the single stone platform, sanctum and sanctum of Lord Sri Vishnu, who resides here as Padmanabhaswamy. It is believed that temple has 9 entrances, signifying the 9 offices of the human body. The Madhu temple in Kasargod is actually dedicated to Lord Ganesha, who is known as Sri Madanendeswara Siddhivinayaka here. The temple is noted for its rich architecture that comes in the form of a unique 3-tiered dome, copper-plated roofing against the backdrop of the flowing Madhuvanhini river. A cloistered court is another attraction of the temple. There is a cut mark made by Tipu Sultan, who was initially bent on destroying the temple but later changed his mind. The Guruvayurappan temple at Thrissur is the abode of the favorite lord of the Hindus, Lord Krishna. The temple boasts of beautiful architectural splendors like the 24 feet high Deepastambam that has 13 spectacles to hold wicks. Another wonder is the 70 feet high Dvijidastamba made of gold that is used for hoisting the temple flags during the festivals. Chotanikara Bhagavati temple is a temple devoted to the goddess in Hindu mythology and professes a fine architectural style belonging to the ancient Vishwakarma Staptis. A unique feature of the temple is that it is spread over 3 districts and contains 393 shrines. The economy of Kerala is the 9th largest in India, with an annual gross state product of 9.78 lakh crores in 2020-21. Per capita GSP of Kerala during the same period is around 2 lakhs, which is the 6th largest in India. Besides rice and tapioca, Kerala also produces spices, which form the cash crops of the state. Kerala has a spice trade history of about 3,000 years. During the medieval period, the fresh aroma of the spices in Kerala has brought many foreigners into our country. 96% of India's national output of pepper is produced from Kerala. During 2006 and 7, the state's share to total pepper export from the country was above 88%, both in quantity and value. Kerala produces various other cash crops such as coconut, ginger, tea, coffee, areca nut, cashew, etc. The main source of income in Kerala comes from the coir industry, coconut shell, artifacts, etc. Coconuts bring most of the economic gains to Kerala. Approximately 70% of Indian output of coconut is produced in Kerala. Kerala, which is a spice garden of India, is home to all major items of export like pepper, cardamom, ginger, turmeric, curry powder, spice, oils, vanilla, nutmeg, and maize. Kerala was declared a fully literate state in 1991 and is the only state in India where over 90% of the people can read and write, thanks to the free and compulsory education provided to all children up to the age of 14 years. Apart from this, Kerala government is taking every possible step to improve the quality and standard of education. There are over 12,644 schools in the state, out of which 4,504 are government schools, 7,277 aided schools and 863 unaided schools. Out of the total number of schools, 6,817 are lower primary schools, 3,037 upper primary and 2,790 high schools. Kerala comprises universities owned by the central government and the state government. As per UGC, there are a total of 23 universities in Kerala. More than 100 colleges in the state are run by these 23 universities to facilitate higher education in Kerala. Kerala invested in infrastructure to create a multi-layered health system designed to provide first contact access to basic services at the community level and expanded integrated primary health care coverage to achieve access to a range of preventive and curative services. Additionally, Kerala rapidly expanded the number of medical facilities, hospital beds, and doctors. From 1960 to 2010, the number of doctors increased from 1,200 to 36,000. There are 933 primary health care centers, 229 community health care centers, 82 sub-district hospitals, and 53 district hospitals in the state. Apart from roadways, ferry boat and railways are the other important modes of transport in Kerala. Ferries are the best way to enjoy pleasure rides while seeing the breathtaking views of backwaters of Kerala. Being a coastal state, many cities in Kerala also use ferries and boats for transportation. There are nearly 16 ports in the state, of which Kochi is the most important port. Inland water system is available in the coastal districts including Kollam, Alappuzha, Kottayam and Ernakulam. There is a well-connected network of passenger trains connecting major cities across the state of Kerala. Express trains are also available but only from the major stations. Railways connectivity is better in the southern side as compared to the northern region. Kerala has considerable number of airports which connect it with other major cities of the country. The major airports of Kerala are Trivandrum International Airport, Cochin Nedumbassery Airport and Calicut International Airport. Kerala's major political parties are aligned under two coalitions, namely the Left Democratic Front and the United Democratic Front. Since the late 1970s, Kerala was the first Indian state to have coalition government as early as 1960. Some of the key players in the state are Bharatiya Janata Party, Communist Party of India, Communist Party of India Marxist, Indian National Congress, Nationalist Congress Party. The current Chief Minister of Kerala is Pinarayi Vijayan. He entered politics through student union activities at Government Brennan College, Talasheri. He eventually joined the Communist Party of India Marxist in 1964. Vijayan became Kannur District Secretary of the Kerala Students Federation, which later became the Student Federation of India. He went on to become the State Secretary and subsequently the State President of KSF. Vijayan is the 22nd Chief Minister of Kerala. He belongs to the Communist Party of India Marxist LDF. His party won 91 out of 140. The opposition party is UDF and they won 47 seats. The leader of the opposition party is V.D. Satheesan of INC and the leader of the party is K. Sudhakaran. Some of the significant leaders of Kerala are V.K. Krishna Menon, E.M.S. Namboodiripad, Muhammad Abdul Rahman, K. Karunakaran, E.K. Nayanar, V.S. Achuthanandan, A.K. Antony, K.R. Gauriamma, Omman Chandi, and K.M. Mani. Some of the other personalities in various domains are Mammootty, a popular Indian actor, Kalamandalam Gobi, a popular actor, Raja Ravi Verma, artist and famous painter, Mohanlal, popular actor, Padma Bhushan, Dr. K.J. Jesudas, popular playback singer, Adur Gopalakrishnan, film director, Father Abel, journalist and lyricist, Arundhati Roy, a novelist, Kamala Surya, a renowned poet, and P.T. Usha, former athlete who won the gold medal in Olympic. 700 BC, the Dravidians reached South India from the Mediterranean region. 300 BC, the ancient mathematician Kachyana mentions about Kerala. 52 AD, St. Thomas, apostle of Jesus, reaches Kerala. 1663, the Dutch conquers the town of Kochi. 1797, First Parsi Revolution began. 1834, the English education started by Swati Tirunal in Travancore. 1956, formation of Kerala states. And 1986, Pope John Paul II visits Kerala. That is the whole of Kerala in one side. And then there is this heavenly tourist destination called Alapura or Alapi, esteemed as the backwater capital of India or the Venice of the East. Alapi is known for its silent backwaters and bountiful beauty. Seated on the banks of the Azure Vembanad Lake, it is in fact one of the most popular backwater destinations in Kerala and one of the highest sought after tourist places in Kerala. Cradled in the lap of Western Ghats, Wayanad truly deserves a top rank in the list of places to visit in Kerala. Situated at an astounding height of 700 to 2100 meters, this stunning hill station is all about fantasy, untouched nature, unforgettable moments, and merriment. Adding more to Wayanad's enchanting beauty, visitors can also revisit and unfold history while visiting this hilly retreat. The lush and pristine forests in Wayanad are said to be inhabited more than 3000 years ago. Kochi or Cochin is a unique place in God's own country that is perfectly blended with the cultural values and modern ideas. Fondly called the Queen of the Arabian Sea, this imposing port city has always been an attraction point since the beginning of history. A melting point of numerous culture and tradition, Cochin has embraced all the modern outlook to become one of the most developed metropolises in India. Be it the essence of the Dutch establishments, British history, Chinese nets, or the traditional spice markets, Cochin will surely make you fall in love once again. Yet another gorgeous hill station in the lap of the fascinating Western Ghats, Munnar needs no introduction. Rising 1600 meters above the sea level, a vacation in the beguiling locales of the hilly retreat is all about the lofty clouds, picturesque mountain, rolling hills, and the soothing ambience. Canopied mostly by never-ending tree plantations and lush forests, you simply cannot miss out Munnar while searching for the best tourist destinations in Kerala. If you are looking for an offbeat yet captivating holiday experience in Kerala, you must plan your vacation in Vagamon, one of the most scenic hill stations and least explored tourist places in Kerala. This retreat in the Idukki district is known for its salubrious beauty, pleasant climate, and much more. In addition to leisure travelers, thrill and adventure seekers also make it to Vagamon in a considerable number. A year-round destination, it is considered as an ideal destination for adventure activities like paragliding, mountaineering, rock climbing, trekking, and a lot more. Upgradation of Ambalapura-Thiruvalla road in length of 226 km, development of minor seaport at Virinjam on DBFOT basis, mitigation of flood in Viyapuram on 4.7 thousand acres, setting up of international airport in Kannur district, Kochi Metro Rail project, setting up of 24 megawatt Poringalkuttu hydel power unit in Thrissur. And that's it for the Kerala episode. I hope you have enjoyed and learnt a lot from it. I'll see you with another incredible state of India in the next, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share it with your friends.